today I'm going to be talking to you about Avalon Organics Intense Defense with Vitamin C Facial Serum. I'm going to tell you guys a little about Avalon Organics, the company, then I'm going to talk about the product itself, I'm going to highlight some of the ingredients, and then tell you my opinion of it. My name is Sharon, welcome back to my channel. Make sure you guys subscribe below and turn on notifications to get the latest updates. Okay, so let's get started. I don't know that much about Avalon Organics. I think this is the only product that I have, so I did have to take notes on it. And I wrote them down here so I wouldn't forget anything. They talk about the fact that they have pure ingredients, and they do focus on the fact that they have natural ingredients. Now, going along with this, they also tell you that they focus on sustainability, and this is especially important when you are using natural ingredients, because some of them are finite resources. They talk about how their formulas are transparent, and I'm going to talk more about that when I talk about the product itself. Some of their products do have certifications such as vegan and cruelty-free, and some of them are also USDA certified organic products, and some of the ingredients are certified organic. They also focus on innovation and how they are constantly changing and trying to find better formulas to create more products for you. In addition to that, they also focus on the community. So they do give back to the community in the form of girls and women's education. So I like that. So that's a little bit about information about Avalon Organics. I want to talk about the product itself. So this is the product. And I was looking for a vitamin C serum, and there were just so many options out there, and I really wanted to get something affordable. I did purchase this from Amazon, and if you've ever bought anything from Amazon, you know there are loads of fake reviews, but I ran it through Review Meta and FakeSpot. I'm going to put those links below, and this came out as having good reviews. Now, looking at the container, the good thing about this is that it is light protectant, okay? So it's not a clear bottle or anything like that. It is a treatment pump. And I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. So it's kind of watery, as you guys can see, it's already moving down. It is a white product. It smells like it smells very citrusy. So it kind of smells like oranges to me. I do like it, and it's super light. It goes in really quickly. It's kind of a little bit sticky. This is not an airless container, so they do have the tubing that does go through here. But like I said, it is protecting against light because vitamin C is very volatile. This actually has a shelf life of 12 months, and the ingredient that they use for their vitamin C is ascorbic acid. And I don't know that much about vitamin C. My guess is it's pretty stable if it can last for 12 months inside of here. One thing I don't like is they don't have the ingredients on the actual bottle. So this did come in a box, and of course I threw that box away long ago. So I don't really have any idea if the ingredients that I'm going to read from the website are the same as what's in here. Like I said, they do focus on innovation, so these ingredients could possibly have changed. What they say about this is it targets sunspots, fine lines, and wrinkles by energizing your skin and supporting collagen and elastin production for a smooth, even, more lifted complexion. I was actually looking for something to help with sunspots. So as a child, I practically lived outside and lived at the swimming pool. We would bike there, we'd spend all day there, and we would bike back. Then later, as I got older in my teens, I worked at the swimming pool. And although we were required to wear sunblock, like we actually had to wear sunblock, of course we weren't applying it or reapplying it as often as necessary. Even though we had, the sunglasses and the hat, and we were under the umbrella, we're still outside, all day for 8 hours or even sometimes more. So I do find that I do have a lot of sunspots here. I don't wear any makeup, and I don't think you can see them in the videos, but I feel like you can see them a lot in real life, and I wanted to focus on that. Wrinkles, not so much. Like, I do know that I have wrinkles, but I just wanted to get rid of the sunspots. They also say they have no GMOs, parabens, harsh sulfates, preservatives, synthetic colors, fragrances, phthalates, or animal testings. They do actually have preservatives. I think they mean they don't have harsh preservatives. This product does have water in it. Water is life, and with life you have things like bacteria, gram-positive and negative bacteria, yeast, mold, and fungus. So they are using preservatives in here, and I believe they're referring to parabens. So they say that you can use this twice a day after cleansing to avoid contact with eyes and keep out of the reach of children. It's vegan, biodegradable, and with no GMOs. The entire container is 30 milliliters and it's 1 ounce. Now I want to talk about the ingredients. So the first ingredient in here is water. And I find that water is in a lot of products, and I feel like it's a cheap filler ingredient, kind of. I feel like using hydrosols or hydrolats, and I'm going to write that word below so you guys can check that out. But basically, it's the floral water. It can be a byproduct from the essential oil process, or they can make hydrosols or hydrolats just by themselves. I think that would kind of be more beneficial than just using water, but that's my opinion. They also have aloe and glycerin. Then they have a few other ingredients, and then I wrote down the ingredients in groups. I have 3 main groups I would like to talk to you guys about. So the first is carrier oils and butters, and then I have essential oils, and then I have extracts. So carrier oils and butters. What this is, if you think of olive oil for an example, or coconut oil, those are carrier oils. You can buy them, usually they're in big bottles. There are smaller bottles that are more expensive when you get into like raspberry seed oil and things like that, blackberry seed oil, but olive oil and coconut oil, you can find them anywhere. You can get them in your grocery store or whatever. And most of them can be used directly on your skin, and they can also be used to dilute essential oils. And the ones that they have listed, they've got sunflower oil, borage oil, linseed oil, and then they have cocoa butter. And cocoa butter is one of those ingredients that I personally use for body butter, and I didn't really use it much on my face. And they have that listed here, and it's pretty high up in the ingredient list. I think it's like 7 or 8 on the website. Cocoa butter actually has a comedogenic rating of about 4. And now what this is comedogenic ratings are from 0 to 5. 0 meaning that the majority of the people who use this product, whatever it is, or a single ingredient, are not very likely to break out. And 5 is the opposite. Most people who use this are going to break out. And I was really following the comedogenic ratings until I looked into the fact that they are pretty controversial. And I'm going to link below, and you guys can read this information. But basically what they're saying is the way that they come upon this rating, and not particularly Avalon Organics, but other people who have rated these products, ingredients, they test them on rabbit's ears. And rabbits and humans, we are very different. It's also not very ethical. So they're saying that it's not ethical, and 2, it might not matter, and 3, when you have these ratings separately, they can work differently than when they're put together in a product. So that's that food for thought. The essential oils. Essential oils, I'm sure you probably have heard about them. There's 2 MLMs out there that are notorious for giving some dangerous information. But essential oil, for example, lavender and tea tree oil. Now, with essential oils, there's a couple things. So the first thing, I mentioned before that Avalon Organics states that they are transparent about their formulas, and I believe they are specifically talking about fragrances or essential oils. So legally speaking, according to the FDA, companies and brands are allowed to hide ingredients. All they have to do is put down perfume or fragrance or essential oil blend. Like Shea Moisture, they put essential oil blends in a lot of their products. And people, myself included, go into thinking, oh, it's natural, it must be safe. It's an essential oil, it must be safe. It's not. Not all essential oils are safe for everyone. Anybody who tells you this, especially if they're an MLM rep, you need to run for the hills. They are giving you dangerous information. Natural does not mean safe, and pure does not mean safe. Let me give you an example. Peanuts. You can find the most pure, the most therapeutic peanuts out there, and somebody somewhere is going to have a reaction. And they might be a mild reaction, and they might be a severe reaction, like anaphylactic shock. Similar things happen with essential oils. You can have a severe reaction or a mild reaction. You might use them once and not have a reaction, then sometime in the future you do. So you do have to be careful about essential oils. Another thing with essential oils is the dilution rate. I don't know how these are diluted. And dilution is usually, if you're using it for an extended period of time, such as with this, it's a facial serum. Most people are going to use it. They recommend twice a day. It should have a low dilution rate. Some companies out there have high dilution rates, and one in particular is Moss. If you look at Moss Skincare, they have something for blemishes. And when I was looking at it, was 40% essential oils. And they said you could use it directly or you could dilute it, but they didn't give any information about how you should dilute it. And most people say, like, for something that's going to be used daily on a healthy adult, it should be about 2%. If you have any autoimmune issues or are immunocompromised, it should be about 1%. If you're using it for a short-term acute condition, maybe 3%. I've seen maybe as high as 5 as 10%. 40% is a lot. I don't know the dilution rate that's in here. The third thing you have to be careful with essential oils is that you can get sensitized. And I have a link below, and you guys can read all about it. But basically what it is, it's you're building a tolerance or an immunity to the essential oils, and they can stop working, similar to how people build a tolerance to coffee. Now with essential oils, when you are applying them topically, not only can you build a tolerance and they don't work the way they're supposed to be, working, but you can also have reactions, skin reactions due to them. So if you are using products with essential oils, you should find out what the dilution rate is. I found that most skincare products are pretty low, around 1 to 2%, but you can never be too careful. And also switch up the products you're using so you don't get sensitized. Now, let's talk about the 4 essential oils they have in there. They have 3 citruses, and those are bergamot, orange, and lemon, and then they have rose. Citrus oils, some of them are phototoxic, and some of them are more phototoxic than others. What phototoxicity is it's basically the ability for that essential oil, when you go out in the sun, your skin can get burnt or irritated. You can have a reaction. And this goes and hold true even if you're diluting it and putting it on and then putting clothes on top. As we all know, the UV rays, the sun, the UVA and UVB rays can come through your clothes and affect you. So when you are using essential oils that are phototoxic, they recommend you avoid the sun for 12 hours. Now, the number 1 phototoxic one out there is actually bergamot, and that is in this product. There are 2 forms of bergamot. You have bergamot and you have bergamot FCF, and I believe the bergamot FCF is called bergatine-free. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but basically what it is they have taken out that phototoxic element, so it is not phototoxic. The ingredients on the website only state bergamot. They do not state whether or not it is FCF free. Now they put on here, you can use it twice a day, and they don't say anywhere to say stay out of the sun. But with that being said, like I said, the ingredient, they're just listing it as regular bergamot. And I haven't written to them, honestly, because I am not using this product very much, so I don't care anymore. I've stopped using it. I'm going to explain why. But if you are going to be using this, I would ask them whether or not they're using the FCF-free version of bergamot or the regular one. And if they are using the regular one, you need to be only applying this at night and staying out of the sun for, at least 12 hours. The next major ingredient I want to talk about is the extract. So for me, I think of extract like vanilla extract. What it is you are using a solvent such as alcohol, and you're getting out the product from the plant material, such as with vanilla extract. There's other things that you can use besides alcohol, and I don't know exactly what they use. But what they have listed is arnica, calendula, chamomile, camellia, lemon, lavender, and olive. So they have a number of extracts that they're listing. A couple other ingredients I want to highlight is they have alcohol listed, and they don't specify which alcohol. There are so many different alcohols out there. I don't know which one they're using. And the vitamin C that they're using is actually ascorbic acid. And I'll confess I don't know that much about vitamin C. I've heard ascorbic acid is a pretty good form of it, and my understanding is it must be pretty stable because the shelf life of this is 12 months. And for vitamin C products, I know that's a long time. I have heard of some, especially from The Ordinary, because I've been looking at them, and they turn within 3 months or even shorter times. But they're using different bottles or containers than what they have used. So I was using this, and I noticed that I started to get cystic acne, and I've never had cystic acne before, and I was getting it on one side of my neck. I was also going through a very stressful period of time, and the fact that I only had one side of my neck, it could be because I was sleeping on that side, but what actually I was doing as well is I was putting more of this serum on where I had the acne, because it said it's full of antioxidants, so I thought it would help me. And I did have it for about 2 months, and I finally stopped using the product. The stressful period in my life kind of went down, so that could be due to it. I thought perhaps it could be due to the cocoa butter, but knowing what I do know now about comedogenic ratings, I'm not too sure. I'm not going to be using this because I do have some questions about the bergamot. I'm not too sure about that. I don't know what percentage of the dilution of the essential oils they're using, and the alcohol is a questionable unknown alcohol. So I'm not going to be using it anymore. Also, I'm probably, the shelf life is probably coming to an end. I did purchase it about a year ago, so I won't be using it. So I've given you guys a lot of information. I told you guys a little bit about the company, but then I talked about the product a lot. I want to hear from you guys. Please let me know if you've ever purchased anything from Avalon Organics, what it was and what you thought of it. I do enjoy reading your comments, so please leave a comment below. Also, like this video and give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications to get the latest updates. I will see you guys later.